Just Sri Shiva, His Divine Grace, Shilabai Charanaradan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Skandaliti Sagaracharya Divine Grace Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Namacarya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Samabhata Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai, Transcendental Distribution Ki Jai, Thy Gold Pimanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru, to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Sakaya Yakshurvimritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustate Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tirubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Gaivasya Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad-Bhagavatam, which is our means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayesha Badrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktira Bhavitanaishtiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad-Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed, practically to nil, and a loving service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Tamashloke Saritam Sakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swastaya Namaha. This Srimad-Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, is the king of all Vedic literatures. It is compiled. It is a literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
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 Om Surabhyaya Namaha,
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 Om Surabhyaya Namaha.
Mukham karoti vakalam pangum nangayate girim yat kripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Ganatharam yat kripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Ganatharam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to our Bhagavatam class. We are continuing chapter 25 of the fourth canto, chapter entitled The Characteristics of King Puranjana. And let's see. 18, huh? 1 8, yes. Hima Nirjara Viprushmat Kusumakara Vayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampati Hima Nirjara Viprushnat Hima Nirjara Viprushmat Kusumakara Vayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampadi Hima Nirjara Viprushmat Kusumakara Vayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampadi Hima Nirjara Viprushmat Kusumakara Vayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampadi
Hima Nirjara Viprusmat Kusuma Karavayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampadi
Hima Nirjara Viprushmat Kusuma Karavayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampadi
Hima Nirjara Viprushmat Kusuma Karavayuna Chalat Pravala Vitapa Nalini Tata Sampadi
Hima Nirjara from the icy mountain waterfall.
From the icy mountain waterfall.
Viprut Mat
Vikrutmat,
carrying particles of water.
carrying particles of water.
Kusuma akara,
Kusumakara,
springtime.
springtime.
Vayuna,
Vayuna,
by the air.
by the air.
Shalat,
Shalat,
moving.
moving.
Pravala,
Pravala,
branches.
branches.
Vitapa,
Vitapa,
trees.
trees.
Nalini tata,
Nalini tata,
on the bank of the lake
on the bank of the lake
with lotus flowers.
with lotus flowers.
Sampadi,
Sampadi,
opulent.
opulent.
Rain,
rain.
flowers.
Rain started.
What was it? Where you go?
Oh, first rain after
After a long time, huh?
yes, after almost that last monsoon, this is the first rain.
After 1 month. Jai. Okay.
Not 1 month after the monsoon means
Oh, after monsoon.
October.
Okay. Okay. After quite a few months.
Sign of the year.
Okay. Translation and purport to text 18. The branches of the trees standing on the bank of the lake received particles of water. Here we go. We got the right verse today. Received particles of water carried by the spring air from the falls coming down from the icy mountain. Okay, kindly repeat after me. The branches of the trees
The branches of the trees
standing on the bank of the lake
standing on the bank of the lake
received particles of water
received particles of water
carried by the spring air
carried by the spring air
from the falls
from the falls
coming down from
coming down from
the icy mountain.
the icy mountain.
Purport. In this verse, the word Hima Nirjara is particularly significant. The waterfall represents a kind of liquid humor or rasa relationship. In the body, there are different types of humor, rasa or mellow. The supreme mellow relationship is called the sexual mellow, adirasa. When this adirasa or sex desire comes in contact with the spring air moved by Cupid, it becomes agitated. In other words, all these are representations of rupa, rasa, gandha, shabda, and sparsha. The wind is sparsha or touch. The waterfall is rasa or taste. The spring air, kusumakara, is smell. All these varieties of enjoyment make life very pleasing, and thus we become captivated by material existence. Ikandi, oh, no, you don't have to repeat. I'll just again read the translation.
That lamp you switch off. Put it there.
Actually raining.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it is raining.
Yes, madam.
We can say it is raining.
We are waiting for this rain
Yeah,
because
talking about that.
everything became dry.
Yes.
Cows not able to graze.
The translation again. The branches of the trees standing on the bank of the lake received particles of water, carried by the spring air from the falls coming down from the icy mountain. So I think only acharyas can give purports like this. This the whole description, which is being presented in this chapter, is what is called allegory. Something is mentioned and it's giving, it means something else, means it's giving a particular significance. So yes, water, just like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells, I'm the taste of water. So all the different parts of the body are facilitating different types of rasa. Rasa, as translated here, as we know, is referring to mellow or taste, also referred to as relationship. Adirasa is referred to here. Adirasa is in the material world known as Cupid. Cupid is expert at throwing arrows, arrows of love that arouse a attraction, actually. Hare Krishna. There you go. So rain has come and immediately electricity has gone. It's okay. We are able to experience the early morning the soon to come, the sunrise. Meantime, we're a little bit okay. So Adi Rasa, yeah, Adi Ras. Everything that we experience in the material world through this body is actually a reflection of what is experienced in the spiritual world. So Cupid, therefore, is a very powerful agent in the material world. Madana. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan. He is the attractor of Cupid. Cupid attracts all living entities who are devoid of Krishna consciousness. Because Krishna is the source of all attraction, isn't it? So therefore, sometimes people wonder, how can people give up sense enjoyment? Especially, how is it that sadhus or devotees can give up sex life, which is the strongest attachment or attraction in the material world? That is because they can experience something that is higher than sex life, higher than sense enjoyment, and that is, of course, is directly in relation with Krishna. So being devoid of that understanding or being devoid of that higher taste, which is also referred to in the Bhagavad Gita, param dristva nivartate. Unless one develops this higher taste, one is forced, actually by the laws of nature, one is forced to experience the lower taste, because by nature we cannot live without rasa. So either on the one side there is material rasa, very nice rain, immediately cooling everything. So either one is forced to experience material rasa, because we cannot live without rasa, which is in the material world kama, or lust, actually, because it is self-centered. And therefore there is constant competition between my desire to enjoy and between your desire to enjoy. This is the nature of the material world. The focus is on our individual self or individual ego. Prabhupada gives the example like a compass. A compass has a point, and then you draw a circle. So if someone else takes a different point, he gets a different circle, and that circle will be conflicting with that original circle, isn't it? So every living entity who is not knowing about Krishna is making his own circle of interest, we can say, which is clashing with other circles of interest. And in this way, the whole world, all the living entities who are drawing their own circle of interest are therefore in constant clash with others. So Krishna consciousness actually means finding, agreeing with, and putting into practice this central point. Prabhupada will say, problem in the material world is that we're missing the point. Missing the point is Krishna. The center, the focus is Krishna. So when we're all focused on Krishna, when we understand the basics of what life is all about, when we understand the source of life, when we understand the source of rasa, the original rasa, it's like Govindam Adipurusham. Krishna is the Adipurusha, the original enjoyer, the original master. So this is being explained here, that the material world is just like Cupid. Cupid is captivating, is alluring actually everyone, because of not having this knowledge, not experiencing this higher taste. So Krishna, he is the attractor of Cupid. So when we agree, when we come to know about Krishna, when we engage, that is represented through activities of devotion. Ultimately, Krishna is that pure expression of devotion, which is exhibited in the form of relationships. This is also mentioned here. Actually, rasa is a very profound and extensive, elaborately described science that is dealt with, especially in books like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the lecture of devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami, presents the full science of rasa, spiritual rasa. So here it is mentioning how through through the different senses of the body, we are experiencing these different attractions, and in this way, that's also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Everyone is forced to act based on the type of body that we are having, and one is seeking, because that is the, as Prabhupada nicely explained, that is the birthright. The birthright of every living entity actually is to experience rasa. The birthright of every living entity is to love, ultimately. And if we are not knowing or understanding about spiritual love, the original love, which is described by our acharyas as prema, isn't it? Prema. That is the ultimate destination or goal for all living entities, to develop Krishna prema. Krishna prema. So if you don't, well, it's really raining, huh? Not only just a few drops, you can hear you have to come to Hidri to hear the sound of water falling. Many years ago, someone wrote a song. Called "Love is what makes the world go round." Love is what makes the world go round. Everyone is captivated by love, isn't it? But everyone is having the wrong understanding of what is actually love. In the name of love, people are engaged in so many activities. People are developing so many types of relationships in the name of love. But that love is short-lived, and that love is not perfect because it is self-centered. Love exists, original love exists, original pure relationships exist, but they exist on the transcendental or spiritual realm, and ultimately through these instructions and this allegory which is being presented here, we will come to know more about that original love, which is existing primarily in the spiritual world, in the world of Vaikuntha, in Goloka specifically, and which can be also experienced in the material world. Material world, if one is fortunate to come in contact with individuals, means devotees, who have knowledge about this original rasa, which is the real attraction, which can only which is the only attraction that can take us away from this lower attraction in the material world. So it means that actually Krishna has made a perfect replica of what is going on in the spiritual world. We have this body, it is very, in the Bhagavatam it describes how the different senses, very elaborate, very scientific explanation. We're getting a little glimpse of it actually in this verse here. Yeah. Rupa, form, rasa, taste, gandha, smell, shabda, hearing, and sparsha, touch. So, yeah. These are all related to air, water, fire, air, and liquid. So it's very the wind or air is sparsha, water is rasa, taste. Okay, we have time to read maybe next. So read number 19. Nararamya mridadapayat anabadhe muni ahutam manyate panto jatra osila pujitai. Translation: in such an atmosphere, even the animals of the forest became non-violent and non-envious like great sages. Consequently, the animals did not attack anyone. Over and above everything was the cooing of the cuckoo. Any passenger passing along the path was invited by that atmosphere to take rest in that nice garden. Yeah. So here's a purport. A peaceful family with wife and children is compared to the peaceful atmosphere of the forest. Hear this carefully. Children are compared to non-violent animals. Sometimes, however, wives and children are called Swajanatya Dasyu. Prabhupada speaks about this in one lecture especially. Burglars in the name of kinsmen. A man earns his livelihood with hard labor, but the result is that he is plundered by his wife and children, exactly as a person in the forest is attacked by some thieves and burglars who take his money. Nonetheless, in family life, the turmoil of wife and children appears to be like the cooing of cuckoos in the garden of family life. Being invited by such an atmosphere, the person who is passing through such a blissful family life desires to have his family with him at all costs. It's very true. So, Papa gives a whole lecture in one class, quoting this verse here. Swajanatya Dasyu. Legitimate burglars. Family members are legitimate burglars. Ordinary person steals your money, you call him a thief. But if the wife takes the money, you're okay. Yeah, they're the legitimate authorized thieves. So that's why that is therefore the word illusion. This is the world of illusion. Our acharyas are very expert at bringing out the actual lessons from this description. Okay, one more text we can read here. Yadrishya gatam tatra dadarsa kramadotamam prityayar dasabdhir ayantim ekaika satta nayakai. Translation. While wandering here and there in that wonderful garden, King Puranjana suddenly came in contact with a very beautiful woman who was walking there without any engagement. She had 10 servants with her, and each servant had hundreds of wives accompanying him. Purport. The body has already been compared to a beautiful garden. During youth, the sex impulse is awakened, and the intelligence, according to one's imagination, is prone to contact the opposite sex. In youth, a man and a woman is in search of the opposite sex by intelligence or imagination, if not directly. The intelligence influences the mind, and the mind controls the 10 senses. 5 of these senses gather knowledge, and 5 work directly. Each sense has many desires to be fulfilled. This is the position of the body and the owner of the body, Puranjana, who is within the body. So this is our position. When we are devoid of proper understanding, we are caught up in this, what is called, Prabhupada refers to it, this world of phantasmagoria, all types of illusory attractions which are keeping us away ultimately from our real interest in life. And that is the nature. That's an indication of Krishna's external energy of Maya, this material world, because it is created by Krishna. Therefore, like Krishna, it is also very captivating, very alluring, very, very attractive. But this attraction in the material world ultimately brings unhappiness or frustration because it is not addressing our real desire or our real need. And the hard lesson in the material world is that the more we allow ourselves, the more we continue to be allured by the material energy, the more we engage in activities of sense gratification in particular, the more we are actually, without understanding it, the more we are increasing and creating our suffering in the material world. So those who are intelligent will recognize that the material world is very attractive, no one can deny, but will know that there is something that is more attractive, or that the real attraction is above the material world or outside the material world, and one will therefore not allow oneself to be captivated by the attractions of the illusory energy, and will work towards gradually becoming sufficiently purified to experience and understand the source of that original attraction, which is Krishna, and his activities in devotional service. Comments or questions?
Question.
Yeah.
We are talking about this Adi Rasa.
Yes.
So, can we understand that what is it now, or is it only possible when we? What exactly does it mean? Is it?
What does what mean? Adirasa.
Yes, ma'am.
Adirasa is just like Adipurusha. Adirasa in the material world is sex life. Adirasa in the spiritual world is Krishna, bhakti, love, devotion. So in those, again, those who are not having this knowledge, those who are simply on the bodily platform, they can only experience the adirasa, the material world, which is sex life. The culmination of the strongest material attraction is sex life. Therefore, our acharyas explain that family life is the most difficult thing to become detached from. Family life is the strongest attachment because the center of family life is sex life, actually. See? Both gross and subtle. So, unless one, and so that means that actually this is all completely under the modes of material nature. So unless one rises to the mode of goodness, one will remain perplexed. The mode of goodness is where one can begin to get proper knowledge, proper understanding. That's explained actually in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Mode of goodness helps one to acquire knowledge, and will eventually bring us or allow us to appreciate people who are practicing spiritual life, and by performing good activities or pious activities, we will one day get the mercy of the association of those who are on that higher level of understanding, those who are having knowledge about the original Adirasa. So,
Does it mean like serving the Lord in Madhurya Rasa is Adi Rasa? We can say like that.
yeah, the original Adirasa is experienced in the different transcendental mellows. Or there's material rasa and there's spiritual rasa. So what is described by, naturally, by Rupa Goswami, by our various acharyas, they are describing spiritual rasa, the highest of which is Madhurya rasa. There are 12 rasas, the 5 primary rasas, beginning with Shanta rasa, Dasa rasa,
Sakya.
what is it?
Sakya.
Sakya, Vatsya and Madhurya. Yeah. So those can we by cultivation of knowledge, all of these transcendental rasas, mellows, can gradually become awakened because they are the natural attractions of the soul. But the soul being covered and devoid of knowledge, being identifying with the material body, is unable to understand that, isn't it? So the soul, for the majority of living entities, being in a dormant stage, is just not awakened or not aware of that. We are. That's why it's perverted. That we refer to, our acharyas speak of perverted reflection. So attraction has to be there, because that's by nature we are attracted. So if we are not knowing about our real identity, if we are not knowing about the spiritual dimension of life, we will be forced to be attracted to the material mellows which are there in the material world. So therefore, if one doesn't believe, for example, in God or in spirituality, then he will never be able to understand. When one cultivates, comes in contact with this knowledge, puts into practice the recommended processes that are given, then, and it all begins as described in the first canto of the Bhagavatam, Srimad-Bhagavatam, Sukata Krishna, that whole series of verse where one is through the process of purification, comes to the mode of goodness. And it is from that mode of goodness that things can actually begin to happen. And that mode of goodness, Prabhupada explains very nicely, to be actually situated in the mode of goodness means one is no longer involved in any kind of sinful activity. Means one is able to follow these four basic rules and regulations. These four basic rules and regulations means stopping all kinds of sinful activities which inhibit or prevent us from understanding our real original nature. So Prabhupada put it very simply, one who actually strictly follows these four rules and regulations, he becomes situated in the mode of goodness. And when one is situated in the mode of goodness, then one can begin to understand spirituality, because one's mind is peaceful, and one can begin to nicely engage in activities of devotional service. And by such activities of devotional service, we attract Krishna's attention. Evam parampara. What is it? Evam prasana manasu bhagavat bhakti jogataha bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. One becomes liberated from this lower attraction, a lower taste, yeah. So it is possible in the material world to come to that platform. Yeah, I mean, Bhagavatam is full of such examples, and we read about such personalities in the past times of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well. So yeah, that is the result of those who are fortunate to come in contact with this knowledge, to put into practice, to cultivate this knowledge, and one can come to the original spiritual Adirasa. Otherwise one is caught up with the material Adirasa of Cupid in the material world. Jai. Jai Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki Jai. Prabhupada ki Jai. We should thank Krishna for a nice rainfall. And it's now stopped, so at the right time also.
Yes.
It came during Bhagavatam class.